finally, we can say Adam Cole, baby, on NXT, man. This has been like one of the most anticipated things that we've been waiting to see for so long, to actually see come into fruition, man. And I love the way that NXT does it, because they did the same thing with Ciampa and Gargano earlier on in the year, where it shows up the All Rights Reserved sign, like, all right, it's gonna go off the air, but in reality, it doesn't go off the air. You hear the crowd just going bananas, and you see Red Dragon in the corner, and you're like, no. And you see like everyone in the crowd just pointing in the other direction. You're like, wait, where the camera pointed over there? And Adam Cole just comes right out, man, delivers a super kick, and I'm like, let's go, man. I'm just so happy to see Adam Cole in an NXT ring, man. Gosh. And it just seemed paired together with Red Dragon. Might as well call it the freaking Ring of Honor stable, you know? But still, man, what a night, man. For the third year in a row. Now, this year hasn't ended. This year hasn't ended yet. But for the past 2 years, my favorite WWE pay-per-view, like under their umbrella, has been NXT Takeover Brooklyn for the past 2 years. The first one, no question, was that my favorite pay-per-view of that year. Last year, Brooklyn 2, same thing. This year, I mean, this was a fantastic card. I was on the edge of my seat for almost all of these matches. I mean, amazing. Absolutely freaking awesome sauce, man. I enjoyed myself the entire night, and it was a great card, man. I mean, I have a soft spot for Brooklyn though, for just for the takeovers take place there, but I can't deny that almost every single match on this card, you know, delivered, man. It was absolutely incredible. You know, I can't get over that final scene, bro. Finally having Adam Cole on NXT, man. But anyways, so. Oh my gosh, man. Even the Young Bucks go on Twitter and they're like, yeah, oh my god, we see a ghost. Shout out to being the elite, man. Shout out to being the elite. But, yeah, the first match, man, Andrade and Gargano. I mean, listen, man. You would have told me a couple years ago that we were going to see La Sombra versus Johnny Gargano in a match, and an opener on NXT or under the WWE umbrella, man. I would have called you crazy, man. But it happened, and they delivered a fantastic match, man. Really, really well done match. Probably like either my second. I mean, I was hyped, man, but I don't know if it was my favorite match of the night, man. It was hard. Like with all these matches, how good they were. Like that was a great match, though, man. Andrade and Gargano had me on the edge of my seat almost the entire time, and I love like the storytelling aspect, to where, you know, freaking Zelina, she goes in there and she tosses a DIY shirt at Gargano and distracts him long enough in order for Sombra. I mean, I'm freaking I'm like Nigel McGuinness out here, man. I call people by their ending names. Freaking Andrade, man. Andrade come to give him enough of a chance in order for him to get his victory. But I love the storytelling aspect there, man. The DIY shirt, and you're like, he took him out with feels. They worked together to take him out with feels. Like that. That's just it's so well done. I love it because it continues the Gargano and Ciampa story. It was just a small thing like that, but it reminds you, like, yeah, that's a very important thing to him still. Like, you saw him there, like, he captured the shirt, and he saw the DIY shirt, and he was like, oh, man, and he was distracted. Loved, absolutely loved that storytelling aspect, man. It was awesome sauce. So, yeah, that was a great match. Sanity versus the Authors of Pain, man. That Nikki Cross spot, bro. Oh, my gosh. She was the MVP of that match. Man. But overall, very physical, very well done match. I wasn't enjoying it up until the point of the end of the match. But, man, by the gods, bro. That final spot on the table, man. We saw Killing Dane coming right at you. He was like, Nikki Cross is insane. And you're like, by the gods. So that was an insane spot. That was a crazy spot. And then of course, you know, go back into the ring, and and Sanity is your new tag team champions, which I'm absolutely fine with. I don't think AOP is moving up. To be honest with you, I think the only ones that are moving up after this, even though, like, after the match with Ember, it seemed like it would be like her last match, but I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it like Ember looked up back at the crowd and said, I'm not going to lose again. And now Asuka's going to move up. I do believe Asuka's going to move up, and I'm glad she's maintaining her undefeated streak, man. Like, I even proposed the idea that I hope she just keeps that belt, man. Keeps the NXT belt and just takes it with her and calls it her belt. And just continues on going with that dang thing, man. It's like, and then capture all three. I want Asuka to continue being this dominant, man. And then finally, when somebody actually beats her, it's gonna be, I mean, that's where you truly build a new star. Like, I would save that for like an up and coming person coming up from NXT or maybe from the Mae Young Classic. So for a couple months, maybe even a year down the line, however long they want to keep Asuka's streak going. Keep it going for a while, man. Don't let her lose. Let her go up to the main roster and just let her be dominant the same way that she is here, that she has been here in NXT for the past freaking 2 years. So she shouldn't be pinned, man. I mean, to be honest with you, the believability of Asuka being pinned in the ring, like at this point in time, and just the way that she is, man, like she'll beat you clean, or she'll use heel tactics, man. Like she just wants to win. She'll use any means necessary in order to win, and that calls for very unpredictable matches. But getting off that, I really hope they don't mess up with Asuka, man, because they have something so good going with her, man. This whole streak business it's great. It's great. It leads to intrigue. Like those near falls in today's match with Ember Moon. I mean, I was legit jumping out of my seat, man. I was losing it. I was losing it. So I truly do hope that up on the main roster they don't mess her up, man. But I can't. You know, it's hard to trust those guys, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I really hope that Asuka continues that win streak for quite some time, man. Even if she bulldozes through SmackDown, then bulldozes through Raw too. You know, we'll see what happens, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what brand she ends up on, because supposedly we're gonna have a superstar shakeup very soon. And if that's the case, then hopefully, man, wherever Asuka ends up is where she needs to be. I'd probably say right now SmackDown would be probably the better choice for her, but you know, if she ends up on Raw, she ends up on Raw too. So I'm not sure. But I just, if she is moving up, which I do think she is, I really do think she is. She's moving up undefeated. Then, you know, let's keep this momentum going. Let's keep this momentum going. And, you know, at this point, you know, like someone like a Charlotte, you can definitely see is like being worthy of taking out an Asuka. But I mean, it calls for the moment. You know, in the moment, you know what's on the line and that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens with Asuka's streak. But I'm really glad they kept it. I'm really glad they kept it, man. While we're on the match, you know, Sanity AOP, really enjoyed it. Sanity, new tag team champions, you know, I was happy for that. I like Sanity. Nikki Cross is my favorite of the whole Sanity team, but Sanity is pretty awesome. I love their theme. I love the way they come out. And I've always loved stables, so Sanity is automatically, like, awesome to me. But going on to Asuka versus Ember Moon, this match, I turned off everything. I turned off Twitter, turned off Facebook, turned off everything. And I just watched it. I watched us sat here in this chair, and I'll tell you what, man. The first time she had the Eclipse, I thought it was over. That was the closest. I think Ronaldo said it best on commentary. That was the closest that we had seen her, like 1, 2, and you're just like, no. Like, I legit, I jumped out of my chair, man. I was like, what is going on here, man? Like, and I'm losing. I'm going insane. So. Great stuff, man. The Eclipse had me shook. And then Asuka using, you know, the referee in order to get out the second Eclipse. But then Ember, like, pushes the ref out of the way, goes in, super kick, another near fall. And I mean, I'm talking, the crowd was on fire for this part of the match, but I was losing it, man. I love how the entire match Asuka was working on that arm. She was working on that arm the entire match. And I thought Nigel continued to focus on that. Like, Ember can't get all of the pin. She can't completely pin her because of how weak her shoulder is. And, you know, stuff like that is always cool to me. It keeps like that real aspect to it. But it was quite a match, man. I think that might have been my favorite match in the card. It just, those near falls were insane, man. Asuka versus Ember Moon was awesome. I think that might have been my favorite match of the night. It was really well done on both sides, and by the gods, man, I was like, whoa! Like, I know that the match after Sanity and AOP was freaking End and Kenta, but like, it's this match right here was awesome, man. Like, yo, it was really good. Like, I couldn't wait to talk about it here on camera. So Asuka versus Ember Moon, probably my favorite match of the night, and I really enjoyed those near falls, man. Like, there's certain near falls to where, like, are they really necessary in matches? But those near falls, man, they had me going. I was losing it, and when she finally landed the Asuka lock, I mean, I was so happy for her, man. And like, you could tell that she was like soaking it all in, because it could have been her last moment. But I also love what they did with Ember. They gave her moment to shine. They gave her standing ovation. So that was really good as well, because it keeps her over, and it keeps her, you know, really good with the crowd. And like I said, to me, it was like Ember was looking back on the crowd and saying, "I'm not gonna lose again. Like, I promise that I'm not gonna lose again." And that's how they left off that match. And that was great. I really like the storytelling aspect there. But going back one match, let's talk about Aleister Black and freaking Hideo Itami, man. Listen, man. Aleister Black's entrance, but from the very moment that the entrance started, I was like, this guy has to win. This guy has to win, man. Dude, the live entrance, the way he came out, like, I'm already a huge fan of Aleister Black, man, but when you have a live entrance, dude, come on, man. And it was a very stiff match, really hard hitting. I mean, for God's sakes, his freaking nose. I mean, his nose was busted open like a couple minutes into the match. But great match, man. I mean, yo, Black Mass is such an awesome finisher. My favorite finisher, probably in the history of wrestling, is Sweet Chin Music. But Black Mass, man, you know, when he hits that sun, it gives me like those vibes, because you could hit it out of nowhere and just knock somebody. I love how Kenta sold it too. I mean, Itami. I love how Itami sold it too. He was like, bah, and just, oh man, it legit seemed like he was knocked out. Like I remember I kept rewatching that scene on Twitter, and just seeing him, and I love how he sold it, man, because it truly made it seem like he got knocked out. So Aleister Black and freaking Itami, just great stuff, man. Another great match. Like, there was no match on here that wasn't great. They were all really awesome, like, all great, man. Like, I legit, and some of them were awesome. Oh gosh, man, like, I guess I can't get over the entrance, man. The entrance really what stuck out to me, how stiff the match was. You know, it fit their styles. But no, that Black Mass out of nowhere, it fit for the match. Because in those type of matches, you know, like Itami, you never even got a chance to go to sleep. But in those type of matches, to where it's like you're constantly striking knees, you know, kicks. It's a heavily a lot of strikes, not a lot of grappling. So in those type of matches, like, it can end at any time, especially with those two guys, where you legit feel like they could knock each other's heads off at any moment. So I love how Black Mass came out of nowhere and ended the match, because it was just a perfect way to end that match, and it was really well done. Let me go back to Sanity versus AOP very quick, because I forgot to talk about this. When Red Dragon came out at the end, I was like, this is greatness. This is freaking greatness, man. Red Dragon coming out at the end. I thought that was the only time we're going to see them on the show. Because at first, because, you know, whenever they brought them in singles-wise, I was like, man, I don't know, man. Like, NXT needs to build up their tag division right now. And I know TM61 is probably going to come back soon, but they really need to just build up this tag division. But by the gods, man, they did just that, man. When they came in through the crowd, and they just started going in on freaking Sanity, and by the end of the match, like, everyone was laid out. I mean, it was a wasteland out there. It was greatness, man. I absolutely loved that scene. Like, not only were all the matches great, but there was a lot of great, you know, this is NXT's version of WrestleMania. So they're setting up a lot of storylines, starting up a lot of storylines for this new season, so to speak, for moving forward into the future. So that was great stuff. I loved the end of that match with Red Dragon coming out, man. That was freaking awesome sauce, and I loved, you know, Ember Moon looking back at the end of her match, and, you know, great stuff right there, man. Great stuff. And of course, once again with Gargano and Ciampa, you know, Selena giving off the DIY shirt, and that we already know that where it's going to be headed there, because we just got to wait for Ciampa to come back, and then we're going to have the greatness and the continuation of that storyline. You know, that's one of my favorite ongoing storylines, and we haven't seen anything from it besides the end of that pay-per-view. Besides the end of that takeover, we haven't seen anything else from it, and that's still one of my favorite ongoing storylines. That's just how well executed that was. But so everything was leading on to something else. But none of them got me as hyped as the final match, man. So first of all, Galloway coming out with the pipes. I mean, they weren't pleasant for my ears for the most part, but it was still pretty beast. Love how they always go out on the entrances for the main events. But Galloway's great stuff. Bobby Roode, man. Piano. Shout out to Remy Hardy, but the piano, man, and the glorious. And I don't know if this stuck out to anybody else, but Bobby Roode came out, and it felt like it took him like 7 minutes to get down that ramp. Like, he was just soaking it all in as if this was going to be the last time he was going to be doing this. That's the way I took it as. So, but as the match went on, I was like, yo, is Bobby going to retain? Because that's the way it seemed to me. That's the way it seemed to me. I was like, is Bobby going to retain? So we continue on. Bobby and Drew, they have their match. You know, it was pretty okay. But then, like, once the second half of the match started, it really started going. It really started going, man. Crowd was getting hot. I mean, shout out to the crowd, by the way, man. It's an NXT crowd, so they're normally really hot. But this year, the crowd was they were on point. I really enjoyed the crowd this year. It was great. But man, dude, those near falls, man. Great. I love the ending sequence too. Headbutt coming in, because right whenever he was about to go for the second DDT, goes up, headbutt, goes right back. And how loud it was. And then you saw I'm telling you, it's always the sell, man, that really, you know, gives away just how impactful that move was. Because the first time we saw Bobby right down on the floor and going back right to the black mask that hit Kenta in the face, and he was blah. So this time with Roode and McIntyre, whenever McIntyre hit him with it, you saw Roode just go like this, and he spun as if like it took him out from by surprise, and he was just knocked out. That's how I knew it was going to be a 3 count. That's how I knew. I was like, oh, it's over. It's over. Goes in, 3 count. We have a new NXT champ. If it would have ended like that, I'm not sure if this show would be as GOAT to me. Like, even though every single thing on this thing, like, you know, building up storylines, building up some new stuff for the brand new year in NXT, it was greatness, man. But the ending of this show, that is how you send something off the air. That is how you send something off the air, man. Adam freaking Cole, man. Need I say more, man? But I just can't believe, because, you know, we all expected Adam Cole, but I didn't expect him to be forming a stable with Red Dragon, and what's like a Ring of Honor dominated stable here, and that is freaking awesome, dude. Like, that is gonna be sick. Adam Cole with his own squad, man, of goons. Like, yo, that's gonna be sick. And I guarantee you, by the time that we get, maybe not the next takeover, but maybe the takeover after that, we will have Red Dragon as tag team champions, and Adam Cole as the NXT heavyweight champion. It's gonna happen. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's gonna be the next one. I think the next one might be too early, but I'm pretty sure it'll be the one after that. And oh man, we'll see what happens. Though it could be the next one, but I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna dominate down there in NXT. That will be Adam Cole's NXT, man, and that's gonna be fun overall. I can't wait to see what kind of merchandise we're gonna have for Adam Cole. You know, what kind of character he's gonna have. I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna be the around the same. You know, we saw Nigel yell "BAYBAY," Adam Cole, BAYBAY. So pretty sure it's gonna be acting the same way that he acted back in Ring of Honor and whatnot, but it's awesome to have him on board, man. Awesome to have him on board in NXT. Now, with Bobby Roode most likely going up, we definitely needed someone like an Adam Cole to come in here and take over the brand, because as much as I like Drew McIntyre's work, and as much as I like him as a person, I don't see him as like the face of NXT. You know, I don't see him as a guy that could really sell out a lot of house shows. You know, I live down here by a lot of the NXT shows in Florida, and I know a lot of them that would sell out a lot because of Finn Balor and Samoa Joe and Bayley and Nakamura and Asuka. Like they used to sell a lot, and Bobby Roode as well. Bobby Roode sells out a lot of shows too, but I just didn't see McIntyre as that type of guy. So when I saw Adam Cole, it really made me happy for the new year in NXT, because when Adam Cole becomes champ, man, you know, that's the guy people want to see. That's the guy people know. down here, man. So, and Adam Cole's definitely a name that people will pay to see. And he puts butts in seats, man. He puts butts in seats. Especially if he's going to be dominating in the stable here with Red Dragon. I wonder what they're going to be called. Because, man, I'm just looking forward to the merchandise, man. Their shirts, their name. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait for more, man. Like, I'm really excited for the next edition of NXT. I really am. And I wish I could go. I wish I could go to Full Sail to experience it live, man. You know, they're probably going to shower Adam Cole with massive ovation, man. But it's going to be fun, man. But overall, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, for me, gets an awesome sauce, man. Once again, I think it might be my favorite pay-per-view of the year. Under the WWE umbrella for the 3rd straight year, man. Yeah, I mean, it's just... this really is their version of WrestleMania, and they deliver every single year, man. I'm looking forward to SummerSlam tomorrow, though. You know, there's a couple matches on the card that I'm looking forward to, but I don't think it's going to outdo this, man. This match, I mean, this card was too good, and the way that it was setting up so much stuff for the new year, while also ending off some, and you know, just putting the finishing point on some of the feuds, and it was great. So many great matches, so many great moments. Man, some of those near falls had me flying, man. Asuka and Ember Moon, oh my gosh, man, those near falls. But without a doubt, the one thing that we're all going to be talking about is Adam Cole, man, and it's rightfully so. Rightfully so. But you guys have been awesome today. It's been a while since I've done a wrestling video on this channel, but I couldn't contain the hype, man. I wanted to talk about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Absolutely awesome sauce. Let me know what you guys thought about the show. Are you excited for this new stable with Adam Cole and Red Dragon, man? And what did you think about all the matches on the card? You know, did you like it as much as I did? Let me know down below, guys, and I will see you guys in the comment section. And maybe I might do a stream tomorrow night after SummerSlam. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to get the squad together, talk about some wrestling. But besides that, I hope you guys have an awesome one, man. TakeOver Brooklyn 3 was greatness, man. I can't wait for the new season of NXT with Adam Cole, baby.